Welcome back, everyone. We're doing another deck list, obviously. Um, this one is Royal Knights. I like Royal Knights. You know, it was a funny thought process whenever it first came out in BT13. I was like, in our group, everyone basically had their top line as a Royal Knight, and I thought it'd be really, really cool that they made a deck like this, and it was like Avengers Assembles for our group. So, our eggs, just being 4 copies of King Drazel. Breeding area, your Digimon on your turn, your Digimon can't Digivolve. Your turn, like, when a Royal Knight Digimon is played, you reduce by 4. Then for every source underneath it, you reduce it by 1, including the Royal Knights that you absorb into it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so on and so forth. Then start a main phase, reveal the top card, place it underneath, and then any Royal Knights that you have on the board goes underneath Drazel in the breeding area too. Pretty standard. For Drazel at least. Then our only level 3s are System on Blanc from the Structure deck, with the decoy for red and black, as long as I have a Royal Knight in the field, which is everything. On play, by trashing 1 card in your hand, draw 2, so it does help with the draw power for the deck. I know this deck has a lot of problem with floodgates, with the reduced play costs, so I still play 2 copies of Porcupamon from BT13, just for the fact that it is on play, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. I feel like I can just leave this on board and leave my opponent to deal with it, or I can just swing on deletion, kill the floodgate, and be fine that way, and re-establish my board again. I still think people sleep on that too much. The deck needs some sort of protection. And on their level 4s, we're only running 3 copies of the BT13 Omega for the draw 1. And on deletion, you get to place 1 Digimon card with a Royal, or 1 Digimon card with a Royal Knight trait from your hand to the bottom of your Drazel in the breeding area. Self-explanatory. Then we are also running 3 copies of the BT20 Omegamons. On play, if you have 1 or fewer security cards, this can warp Digivolve into a Omnimon X antibody from hand, and without paying the cost. Then on deletion, you can place this card into the Drazel in the breeding area. And then breeding effect, when one of your security stack is removed by suspending this Digimon, being the King Drazel, you get to spit this back out on the field, and that's where this either comes as a blocker or goes straight into Omnimon X on your opponent's side of the field, because Drazel stops us Digivolving on our turn, not our opponent's. And this is where I've kind of changed up the ratios. I only run 3 Magnus. It's great as a slam turn 1, but seeing this or the Cool Boy, either or, I'm not really fussed with. The all turns, when this would leave the battle area, you get to draw 1. You don't really get to play the VMon because we don't run VMons, but just a 7k blocker turn 1's not too bad. Then on to our level 6s, our 1-0s. 1 Medieval Gallant. You could stack this up to 4, but for the way that the deck plays, I don't even think Medieval is needed in the deck no more. Yes, it doesn't get absorbed by Drazel, so you can just leave it on the field, swing a security with Alliance, trigger the all turns when a Digimon is played, trigger the Wind Digivolve in effect, and it does see itself being played. So you can reduce its play cost down to 7 by suspending 2 Digimon on the board, either your board or your opponent's board. trigger the wind digivolving, suspend something, delete, was it 8k, then add 3, yeah, to the total DP worth of opponent's Digimon. So you swing this down, you suspend 2, so it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're sitting at 14k deletion, then you trigger the wind digivolving, suspend something else, delete something bigger. Just easy enough getting rid of anything. Then we're running one promo, Gallant 1. It kind of runs like BT13, where it reduces play cost by 2 for every 5 total worth, but the requirement is if there's a Digimon with 13,000 DP or more as well, so it could be your own Digimon and or your opponent, then you reduce the play cost, play it out, on play, delete something with 13k DP or more. If this effect didn't delete, recover 1, so having the recovery is great. With Russian blocker, we can either swing or we can keep it as a blocker on the side and help board control whenever boards are getting too big and clumpy. Then we are sticking to one copy of the BT13 Galamon with Rush, on play when digivolving when attacking, not once per turn. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. If this Digimon deleted by this spec, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13 or more. So either get rid of floodgates, excuse me, or you delete something big. Anything in between, we might have to swing into it. If it's suspended. If not, it's okay. Then under our 2 copies, we're running 2 Lord Nightmons. I like this one because it just lets me play out the Omega Mons from trash again, or Sister Mon back from trash again. And so on play you get to play a level 4 lore from your trash without paying the cost, no color restrictions, brilliant. And then opponent's turn, this allows me to redirect an attack once per turn. So either I can redirect it into this, delete something, or if I know there's something that that's going to be annoying and I don't mind getting rid of a Sister Mon or something like that, then we can redirect it into that. Not the Royal Knight. So it'd be like into like Genko or Galvant or just anything that is Royal Knight related. Then to spit our bodies back out of Drazel for free, we're running Genkus. Blocker on itself, on play, when digivolving. Without paying the cost, you may play one Digimon with System 1 from your trash, or you can play out a Royal Knight that isn't Omnimon or itself. So you can't play Genku to play Genku, you have to pick something that isn't Genku or Omnimon. But it does allow you to play out like Omnimon Ace, Omnimon X Antibody, it just says Omnimon. Just saying. Blocker 13k. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, here's 2 that I kept in the deck. I actually opted it up to 2 from my original BT13 deck list. Nobody expects you to play this in the deck no more, because you only get to strip the top 2 sources and then bounce something with no sources. But when you're in mid-game, like if you place this underneath Drazel and you play out Genku to play this out, you're stripping 4 sources, which is usually every source, and then bounce something back to hand. And only certain decks still have that protection from bouncing back to hand or deck, but most of them don't. So this still kind of works really well. And the all turns when the Digimon with the Royal Knight or Blue Tamer play, you bounce something no sources back to hand. On play when digivolving for each Digimon with a Royal Knight or Blue Tamers you have in play. So this still works with its own deck to strip, then bounce. Then you can't have Genku without the Jess. Jesmon BT20 on play when digivolving. You can play one Orthorhinium Poor single token with 6000 DP, no level, with Reviv, Blocker, and Decoy, so there's even more protection for your Royal Knights. Your turn, when any of your other Digimon are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less, then one of your Digimon may attack. This usually comes up in mid-game, the attack, but popping something on your opponent's side of the board, even better. Then, our last set of level 2 AO2 sets is Alpha. Barrier, on play recover 1, then during an attack, one of your Digimon in the breeding area may digivolve, so that bit we don't really worry, it's just the recovery 1 and the all turns. When a security stack are removed from your opponent, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -8 for the turn. So that's the only two things we need to worry about is recover 1, and if this is on the board whenever security gets checked, we -8k something. So it really does help with board control. And on there are 3 copies, our last level 6s as well, is 3 copies of the Leopard one. I still think this one's really broken for the deck. I know people think it's very slow because you have to set it up and everything else, but Leopard one, main effect, so you can just trigger this anytime throughout your turn. When you play one of your green Digimon, but we're not really doing much green, Royal Knight, trade Digimon. So this is like a target for Medieval, because it is part green, but mostly Royal Knights. We get to reduce the play cost by 4, and then all turns. When the Digimon is played, all your Digimon with a Royal Knight trait or green Digimon gain blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. So this, like Purge, Tuck and Under, play it for free, trigger the effect with the reduction, you know, or even just play something out, then play Purge to. My camera's kind of went fuzzy. There we go. Play something out, play Purge, trash Purge, play Leopard, Leopard play something else out. You've got 3 bodies. One of them would rush be in this. On their level 7s, our 1-ofs, our Omni 1 Ace. I still think it's really good. Until otherwise, I think this is very good. On play when digivolving, we don't worry about the DNA digiball, but we do get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon. There's no level requirement, no DP requirement, just pop one. With raid and blocker, it's great. Then we're running 1-off Jesmon GX. I've seen myself have this in my hand and be like, 50-50. On play when digivolving, when attacking, once per turn, by placing 1 Royal Knight trait card from your trash or hand to its bottom digivolution, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP equal to or less than this. 16k is already badass. When attacking once per turn, this Digimon unsuspends and for every 2 Royal Knight trait cards in this Digimon's digivolution line, trash top card of your opponent's security stack. This works really well with its own Jesmon deck. To be fair, I might actually take this out and put in another magnet. I don't see this coming up often enough. Because the one that we do see come up often enough is a 2 copy of Galabon Crimson Mode Ace. This one, don't know why, it works better and it doesn't get absorbed. So it gets to stay on the board. On play when digivolving, delete up to 15k DP worth of your opponent's Digimon, so you can get rid of a few wee things or one big thing. Yeah, when attacking, for every 10 cards in both players' trash top card of security, so we can swing. We've already stripped sources, we've already bounced stuff back. You know, we could trash 1 or 2, then do the check at 15k. and still be okay. They're comfortable. Yes, the overflows are ecstatic, but it's worth it. Then the other new aces of level 7s that's been keep coming up in clutch for me is Alpha Mon or Yukon Ace. On play when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15,000 at the end of their turn. We don't get the recovery because we don't do the DNA unless we're playing out Omnimon and we're looking at additional swing if we have to hit Omni early. All turns when a security stack is removed, gain 3. That one's great because you stand this down, memory choke your opponent to 1. They chip a security, it dies, gain 3 memory back, putting you at 2. Or you've minus 15k this up, which has protection, then the second it hits, you gain the overflow, and then this gets tightly tucked under Drazel. You know, it comes in clutch. Then we're running 2 Omni-1 X antibodies. You could run this as a full playset, but yeah. Raid Piercing and Blocker with the on play when Digivolving. If Omnimon or X antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution line, and I do have to specify this one. Mekamon, the new one, is treated as X antibody underneath this, so you would get the full effect if you're getting to be able to Digivolve on your opponent's turn. You choose one of your Digimon and choose one of your opponent's Digimon, then delete the rest and then bottom deck one. So even if you just play this out, you still get the bottom deck something. Then end your turn, one of your Digimon may gain Rush and attack without suspending, which is usually you give it to itself whenever you first play it out. You swing without suspending, trigger the raid, and it has piercing, so 16k is getting over most things. And you're piercing through, doing the security check as well. And a safe worker. Then the main boss for the deck, Omnimon. BT13. A lot of Omnimons. On play, when Digivolving, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon, or by deleting your Drazel, you get to play out one of all different names from your Drazel, spam them out on the board. Everything until the end of your turn on your board gains Rush for the turn. So this is where your end game is. You spit out an Omnimon, you play out everything, you start swinging, hitting for game. And just to make sure, if we do go for the Omnimon for game early, we're only running 2 Cool Boys. I would love to have a third one in here, but I sadly don't have one. Your turn, when any of your Digimon with the Royal Knight would be trait would be played or Digivolve. You suspend this, gain a memory and draw a card. That's it, just tap, gain a memory, draw a card. And then opponent's turn, when one of your Digimon with Royal Knight trait would leave the battle area, you may play an Omegamon from your hand without paying the cost. So this helps you spam out blockers and tucking and drawing and source tucking. It's great. Then on their option cards, we're running a full playset of Purge. This is where I would literally get rid of one of the Purges for another Cool Boy. But draw one, tuck. This is I don't know. Draw one, you may place one Digimon card from your hand as its bottom Digivolution card. So even if you don't have a Royal Knight, say you have a Sistermon that does nothing, you can literally tuck Sistermon block underneath and for each Digimon card underneath. This Digimon's Digivolution card. You can reduce your play cost with Sistermon Blanc underneath, or even a Mekamon and stuff like that. You can literally just tuck in a Mekamon And if your opponent swings security, tap it and play out old Macamon. It's kind of busted. Main delay effect: by trashing this card, you get to play out a Royal Knight. On plays do not trigger, but they do gain rush. So this is where Leopard Mon gets tucked underneath, trash this, play out Leopard Mon, trigger Leopard Mon's main effect because it's not non-play, and bypasses that. Then our last copies are the Lost Guardians, because why not? It's a brilliant additional searching. Reveal top 3, add 1 Cool Boy and 1 card with a Royal Knight or X antibody trait, trait card among them. Return to the rest of the bottom of the deck, and then place this in the battle area. And then this just stays on your field until you're ready to trigger it with like Omnimon X. You want to keep it on board? Okay, we're going to do the delay effect. And when your Digimon with Omnimon in their names would leave the battle area, one of those Digimon doesn't leave, so we just trash this and it don't leave. Oh yeah, security effects, place in the battle area. Security effect, place in the battle area without paying cost. Security effects. You may play one on Mechamon or Cold Boy from your hand from the trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. So even if our Cold Boy gets killed and then this gets hit, then we can just play Cold Boy from the trash for free. Comes in clutch. But yeah. I've thinned it down for the ratios to be as consistent and aggro as possible, while being as defensive as possible. It's been a really fun deck to come back and play with. A few weeks ago, me and one of the guys from our online locals were actually playing 5 rounds with 5 different decks, and this one came up with Demon Lords, Lucimon, Dinos. So yeah, it was a fun play style, and Medieval didn't even come up at all. I probably will just replace it for another Magna. But so far it's been the most consistent. They did play Psychmon on me and I was just like, Porcupine? And they were like, okay. If I delete it, I lose again. I was like, yeah. And then play out Lord Nightmon and play out Porcupine again to like delete. It was funny. But yeah, I really hope that you like the deck list. I hope it gives some ideas and insightness for people to want to try out the deck. It's a double-edged sword, like most decks. It's all to do with the draws, but I really hope you liked and enjoyed. Well, until next time, guys. If you are enjoying the deck lists and some of the gameplays and you want to keep up with it, why not hit the subscribe button and keep up with everything. But until next time, guys, I just want to say thank you and bye.